In the news this week, how safe is your job? Western Australians have their say on whether their occupation is safe against AI and automation. A WAMN News exclusive.
Also tonight, Christmas gifts from the government, cost of living relief measures rolling in for the festive season. Victor the giant cranes tower over Victoria Park as the Armidale train line reconstruction makes progress. And later tonight, Dr. Andrew Miller's comment.
This is the evening news with Ivan Leung and Paige Reid.
Good evening. As artificial intelligence and automation progress, an exclusive WAMN News poll has gauged your opinions on whether Western Australians believe their jobs are secure. Our poll asked, are you confident that your job is secure as AI and automation continue to make progress in WA workplaces? The final result reveals that 71% of you are confident that your jobs are safe, while 29% expressed concerns that your jobs aren't secure. Here's Peter Kennedy's exclusive take on the results and the future of your jobs.
The fact that almost 3 out of 4 West Australians indicate that they are confident with the introduction of AI indicates a degree of optimism in the West Australian workforce, and with the new unemployment figures just out, with Western Australia having some of the best employment figures in Australia, there's a degree of optimism, a degree of confidence in the West Australian economy, which is extremely helpful, extremely healthy. The fact that 1 in 4 are concerned or uncertain also indicates that there is an important factor here of the importance of being qualified, of having the skills, of having the training, whether it be through TAFE or whatever, that the people who are most vulnerable are the unskilled. So as far as dealing with the AI is concerned, the survey, very interesting. 3 out of 4 are confident or not worried about the impact of AI on their jobs. The 1 in 4, that's important. That's a lot of people involved there. But overall, only about 25% or so. But a lot of people, and the importance there is that they be skilled, that they have qualifications, and that they can deal with the uncertainties of AI. The people who are most vulnerable are the unskilled and who lack the confidence of dealing with it. So TAFE, training, important, always been important, but even more important in these circumstances. So a big message for Western Australia. I think it's a plus overall, but for those 1 in 4, they need to make sure that they have the qualifications, the skills, and do the training, as I said, TAFE courses or whatever, so that they can deal with the issues that AI crops up. Peter Kennedy, WAMN News.
Cost of living remains a major issue for WA families before Christmas, with the Cook government rolling out several initiatives to provide relief. Electricity credits, grand carers rebate and free public transport are some of the Christmas presents from the government before the mid-year budget review goes public. The government also revealed the new Build to Rent project at the Stirling Towers site, aiming to increase housing supply.
With the festive season less than 1 week away, the cost of living pressure is threatening like a Grinch among families. The message of relief was made during a blitz of media campaigns this week, with the government stating they're providing relief for everyone.
As you know, many people in our community are doing it tough today. Interest rates, the cost of living is impacting everyone across the entire community. That's why we have been working tirelessly to make sure that we provide cost of living relief, such as our electricity credit rebate, such as higher rebates for seniors, our $300 kids sports grants, making sure that people can really just get that little bit of extra help when they need it.
The Cook government has taken several measures to keep the cost of living Grinch at bay, with a second round of $200 electricity credit for families, a one-off rebate for foster carers with $500 for the first child, an additional $250 for every subsequent child, and free public transport for all Western Australians with smart riders from Christmas until late January next year. The free public transport announcement received a high number of positive response from the public.
I ride the trains a bit, and sometimes it's grandparents with their grandkids loving our trains. There's a lot of young kids who like riding the trains. This gives families a chance for a very cheap day out, catch the train, go somewhere, go to a suburb you've never seen before, go and get a coffee somewhere. It's a great opportunity.
The government has also announced its move to increase rental supply with the new build-to-rent scheme at the Stirling Tower site, with demolition set to begin next year. Meanwhile, $210,000 has been provided to the Rua organisation to provide support for vulnerable women in need, including the Safe Night Space shelter.
Hi there. Are you looking for a new home or want to refinance your car mortgage to get a better rate? At AA Finance Solutions, we have the expertise and knowledge to help you to find the right loan for your needs and budgets. Contact us today. Let us help you to make your home ownership dream a reality.
AA Finance Solutions, your local mortgage broker.
An international youth arts competition is set to take place in Perth in February next year, with applications officially opening this weekend. The Australian International Youth Arts Festival is open to youth applicants in Western Australia, covering categories such as vocal, dance and instrumental performances. The event is supported by the WA Government's Office of Multicultural Interest, and applications are now open to the public. Distinguished judges including Angela Perry, Brendan O'Brien and renowned international music conductor Bing Shu Hu and several others will evaluate participants. The competition features 3 categories: primary school, high school and university. The top 3 applicants in each category will be awarded prizes. The event will be hosted at the St Hilda's Performance Arts Centre in Peppermint Grove on the 17th and 18th of February 2024. Organisers encourage all interested individuals to apply by filling the application form on their social media page or on the WAMN News website.
WA Police's Rapid Apprehension Squad made 2 separate arrests with the support of the new helicopters. The first incident unfolded at 9:45 a.m. on Friday when authorities pulled over a white Suzuki hatchback in Victoria Square due to incorrect registration. The 48-year-old male driver was arrested as he didn't have a valid driver's licence. He was also found to be the subject of 6 court revocations and 8 fine suspensions. Authorities will allege that the man is involved in several stealing and burglary cases in Midland on October 4th, 2023. The second incident occurred at 10:50 a.m. after 2 officers arrested a 32-year-old male driver of a black Holden Cruise on Graham Farmer Freeway. Police will be alleging that the man who was subject to a bench warrant failed to appear in court over family violence offences. During the vehicle search, an extendable baton and a laser pointer and approximately $4,000 in cash were found. Both men have been charged with numerous offences and will face court in early January.
Victor de Gantry crane is the first significant red machine tackling the massive task of building the elevated Armadale rail line. Assembled in Italy, this technology mirrors the kind used in Melbourne Metro Railway elevation construction programs. Deputy Premier Rita Saffioti inspected the elevated railway construction site this weekend, witnessing the 20-metre tall crane in action. 3 other gantry cranes named Becky, Yera and Cadini will join the effort. Replacement bus services, on the other hand, have received positive patronage numbers, fulfilling 70 to 80% of the Armadale rail line's passenger average.
4 cranes have been specifically built in Italy to come to WA for this project. As you can see, the cranes were made dedicated for this project. It will allow for the progress of the work to run from one point to the next point, and they've been specifically made wide enough to allow the trucks to bring in the beams, to then pick up those beams and put them on the headstock.
The multicultural community is celebrating Christmas with Perth's leading non-for-profit organisation, Multicultural Service Centre WA, hosting a party in Morley. Hundreds of volunteers, employees, carers and stakeholders gathered for a night of good food, awards and entertainment. Although this year has been a challenging period for Perth's multicultural community, MSC's WA's Executive Director Ramdas Sakaran is confident that the CALD communities will be stronger in 2024.
This event is the celebration of Christmas, and as every year we do it in a very multicultural way. So we have dances and songs and entertainment from across the globe. And yeah, we have about 160 people here, mostly our staff and volunteers, but also a few distinguished guests.
And now here's Dr. Andrew Miller with his weekly medical and news commentary.
Hi, thanks for your time. Closing in very quickly on Christmas now, yet again. Just back from a trip overseas for a bit of work and also to have a break with the family before the festive season. And arrived back to the big news in the public health system in our state of the Director General of Health, David Russell-Weiss, announcing his retirement from that position early in the new year. He has been at the helm for 9 years now, and it's no secret that there's been a lot of issues with our health system in that time, such as ambulance ramping, difficulty of access to emergency departments and so on. And it causes one to reflect on how the whole system is run, where the lines of responsibility are, and who actually where the buck stops when there are enormous problems. And of course, there have been some unfortunate and famous ones over the last 9 years or so. We've had the difficulties surrounding opening new hospitals, FSH and the Children's Hospital, and unfortunately the tragic incident of Aishwarya's passing at a time when many were warning that the pressures on the system were too great. So it's very difficult to tease out whether the politicians are making the decisions or the bureaucrats or the chief executives in the hospital. And I think it's time to reflect on how we can do things better for the future and take on board the fact that the patient, the customer, the consumer, the taxpayer has to be at the centre of every decision. We still see things like the talk around the location of the new maternity hospital being shifted to Murdoch. It's not really a patient-centred decision. It's more to do with apparently how difficult it is to build something right next to the Children's Hospital, which is absolutely where that should be. And I was saddened to see the Director General's defending that decision of the government, which was made with no clinical consultation, no doctor input, no midwife input whatsoever. Everywhere else in the world, they put the maternity hospital next to the Children's Hospital when they get the opportunity. And unfortunately, Western Australia seems to be headed down the ill-advised path of going for the easier building option. I don't buy the line that it's impossible to do it in Netherlands. Maybe it'll be tricky, maybe it'll be difficult, it could take a bit longer, might cost a bit more. But we're a wealthy state and we have the money and the brains to do things properly. And perhaps with a change in Director General, we might see someone who's more prepared to stand up to government and say we really need to put the patient at the centre of the conversation. Thanks very much for your time.
Thanks, Doctor. And now here is Leo Puglisi with what's coming up on 6 News tonight.
Thanks, guys. On 6 News, an initial IDF probe into the killing of 3 Israeli hostages suggests all were shirtless, with one holding a makeshift white flag. Several Queensland ministers out of the cabinet. Stephen Miles settles in as new Premier, and the Treasurer forecasts a possibility of more cost of living relief in the next federal budget. News is on the hour every hour here on 6 News. Watch live on our YouTube channel. For now, though, it's back to you.
Thanks, Leo. So, Ivan, Christmas is next week. Are you ready to go?
It's Christmas evening Sunday, but we've still got a program, so I have to be ready to go.
And that's our weekly news and current affairs. We have all the latest news on our website at wamnnews.com.au.
Remember to subscribe to the WAMN Extra News Club so we can continue our work in the community. Full details on wamnnews.com.au/news/extra. Join us next Sunday for the final program for 2023. Until then, from Paige and myself, wish you good health, good night. See you next Sunday.
Thank you for being with us.